Test 1 2. Test 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2. What's up, everyone? John Ferrara here, the one and only Instagram man. Thank you so much for coming back for another video. We are here yet again into a different kind of video. Today we're going to be talking about Instagram engagement, and I'm going to be introducing to you something that I've created not too long ago, but it just came like a flash of lightning. This inspiration just came in, and when I created this, and it's called John Ferrara's hierarchy of Instagram engagement, and you'll see what I mean in a second. What I created this, I created it with the intention of getting you to think of engagement in a different way. See, there are different levels of engagement, and we're going to go through each level individually, and I want to share with you the impact and how important each level is when it comes to actually using Instagram to market your business. So let me move over first. Let me just move this over. Okay. And we're going to put my phone right here. There we go. So let's begin. You can see on my screen right now, this is John Ferrara's hierarchy of Instagram engagement. Now, starting from the bottom, going up, we have effortless or vanity, and I'll get into what each one of these means. The next one is called the personal save. After that, we got sharing, conversational, human connection, and community. And let's begin with effortless vanity. This engagement takes the least amount of effort to give. This is the double tap, the like, the one word or one emoji comment. It's effortless. Also referred to as vanity metrics. Engagement that makes you feel accepted, validated, or loved. You don't need to have likes, or you don't need to have comments or increase engagement in order to feel worthy, because you are already worthy enough. So, what does this mean? It means that you need to understand human behavior when it comes to engagement. A double tap is effortless. That's what I mean. Like, my 1-year-old son knows how to double tap on a picture, right? So the amount of effort put into it, the amount of emotion put into a double tap is in and itself meaningless. This is why I put this at the very bottom, right? And I also refer to this as vanity because people, what they're doing now, and a lot of entrepreneurs, what's happening is they're associating their own self-worth with the amount of likes that they get. And this isn't anything new. I mean, this is something that's been going around for a while that a lot of us already know about or have experienced, and we have trouble admitting this stuff to ourselves, right? So this is something to really think about and something to really understand on a deeper level, right? So the next one we have is called the personal save. And the personal save is the form of engagement for personal use. It's when your audience likes your content so much, get this, that they want to save it so they can refer back to it whenever they'd like. That's important to remember. This indicates connection. You have inspired, motivated, taught, educated, or just sparked an emotion that they want to keep that with them. Okay, so what that means is you have created a piece of content that's so valuable that your audience decides to save it so they can have it with them, take it with them. That in itself is more effort than just a double tap. Why? Because they save it, it's a part of them. They have the ability to go back to it, refer back to it as many times as they want because it's a part of their Instagram now. You see? So that's the difference between a double tap and a save. A save is for personal use. They want to save it for themselves. They like it so much that they want to save it for themselves, right? Anybody can double tap. But the save means that they have found some sort of value, so much value in it that they want to bring it with them. It's almost like going shopping, right? You take something off the shelf, you want to bring it with you, right? Because it brings so much value to your life. Next, we have the share. And I love the share because it indicates connection between one person to another. And let's get into this. This engagement has gone a little bit further. Your audience member has physically chosen someone else to show your content to. When you get great news, the first thing you want to do is share it with someone. That's what real connection is. This engagement is a form of people connecting with each other through your content. So what that means is I found something that's so valuable to me, that excites me, that inspires me, that moves me in some way, that sparks some sort of emotion, that I want to share it with somebody. Let me ask you a question. The first thing that you want to do when you get amazing news, you want to tell somebody about it, right? You want to tell your best friend, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, whoever. So when it's the same way when you come across content, or when you create content so great that your audience member, your follower wants to physically take it and share it, send it off to somebody else, that is not only connection between you and your follower, but now you're creating connection between your follower and a friend of theirs. That means that your content is being seen by more people because of the act of other people delivering the content for you. That's so important. Next one we got conversational. Okay, this is when someone leaves a genuine comment, and I don't know if you can see, but I have genuine comment in bold, and I'll touch on that in a second. This is when someone leaves a genuine comment on your content that sparks a conversation between you and them in the comment section. This form of engagement keeps bringing the user back to your post over and over again. Real and genuine conversation is how relationships are built. So let's get into this. In the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, he says, in order to really connect with somebody, a great way to do that is to give a genuine comment. You cannot say something that you don't mean. Okay, you need to be authentic, you need to be genuine about the comment. When you are receiving genuine comments by someone else, what happens is that you've also sparked an emotion that creates conversation. When you create conversation with someone, the act of them coming back to your post and answering you or asking you a question or continuing the conversation takes more effort. That means conversational content doesn't only keep bringing your audience back to you to answer you or to continue the conversation. What it does is it enhances your relationship with that follower. How? Well, when you have a conversation with someone, you get to know them a little bit better, right? When you get to know them a little bit better, you find common ground. You find that commonality. Okay, you see what's happening here? The more you have conversations, the more you find things in common. And the more that you find things in common, the better the relationship gets built. And what happens? People ultimately buy from people who they know, like, and trust. There's another thing that you've probably heard. But what's even better is that people buy from people who are like them. Through conversation, you're able to find those commonalities and connect with them on a deeper level. That's why conversational is so far high up on the hierarchy. But the next one, when it got to this point of the hierarchy, I didn't know whether to put this number one or not. But then we'll see. Obviously, the community is number one, and I kind of went back and forth, and I didn't know which one was more important. But then finally, I made the decision. But that's not to say that human connection isn't one of the most ultimate importance of Instagram engagement there is. So under human connection, it states, strong human connection is enhanced when conversations go from the comments to the direct messages, okay, to your DMs. This is when conversations go from being from the surface level to being much more open and intimate. The DMs is a safe environment for you to learn more about your audience and learn how you can sincerely serve them at the highest level possible. So what that means is when you have conversations with your audience in the comment section, it's for everybody to see. It's not necessarily an intimate conversation, although it could be. But when you bring someone into your DMs and you start having real human connection conversations inside your DMs, which is a safe environment, it's only you and them within that whole thing, you can go as deep as they will allow you to. And when you go deep, not only are you creating connection, but you're creating relationship. They trust you more. Okay? And inside the DMs is the perfect place to do this. Inside the DMs is a place where it's safe. They feel that it's that they can be open, and they have the ability and the control to go as deep as they want. Okay, so that's why the human connection inside the DMs, and this all happens within your direct messages, right? It's a place for you and that audience member and that follower to speak with each other on a level where only you and them can have. And the next one is we have community. And this, I decided, is at the very top of the Instagram engagement, the hierarchy of Instagram engagement, because the sense of community has gone back thousands and thousands of years. Even in biblical times, we have that sense of community in churches and in countries. There's the sense of community, that feeling of belong. So under community, this is the feeling of belonging. Community is when someone opens their Instagram app, taps search, and types out your name so they can consume your content. It's when your audience feels like they are a part of a greater cause. It's the environment created that keeps bringing your audience back. So what does that mean? It means that the content that you create, that creates the sense of community, makes your follower, makes your audience member feel like they are a part of your community. When you have the sense of community in your content, what happens is, as soon as your followers open up their app, they want to see what you have to say. They want to know what you're up to. They want to be a part of that community. That means that they are actively searching for your community so they can be a part of it, because they have that sense of belong. And I don't know if you've ever felt like that, but one of the lowest frequency, worst feelings there are is when you feel like you just don't belong anywhere in life. And there's a lot of people that actually experience that sense of that they don't belong, that individualism, that they are an outcast, right? So when you give your audience a sense of belong, they feel like now it's not only a relationship between you and your audience, now you've moved on to a relationship between you or them and an entire community, all engaging, all moving towards one ideology, that as a communal effort. And when you create that communal effort, now you have a sense of loyalty. Now you have a sense of family. And when you give your audience a sense of family, that in itself is the highest level of Instagram engagement there is. Much better than the double tap, much better than, even a comment or even a conversation. Community, that's where it all happens. When you're a part of a community, they want to be a part of what you have to offer. And you, as a leader, it's your responsibility to lead that community and give them that sense of community and give them that sense of belonging. Because we all want to belong at the end of the day. We all want to feel loved. And if your content that you create, and you as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur, or even part of a team, if you can create that sense of community, your audience will keep coming back to you over and over again every single day. They will look forward to when you post. They will look forward to seeing you on stories. They will look forward to reading your captions. That is the sense of community. That's a sense of inspiration. That's the sense of belong. So let's recap very quickly, because this video is already way too long. We have effortless vanity. That's at the lowest. That's the double tap. We have the personal save, when somebody wants to save your content for their own personal use. We have sharing, which is when they're physically sharing with someone else. Conversationals, when you have conversations within your post. We have human connection, which is a conversation held inside your DMs. And then we have that sense of community, that sense of belonging. And that, my friend, is John Ferrara's hierarchy of Instagram engagement. Follow this hierarchy and use it in a way to look at your Instagram engagement from a different perspective. Use it to understand what's more important, and use it to really understand likes don't pay the bills, okay? Comments don't pay. You can't go to a bakery and say, hey, I want a loaf of bread. How much is it? $2. No, I got 100 likes. I'll give that to you. That doesn't work. Okay. Likes don't pay the bills. We're all in this to market our business. And I want you to use Instagram with that intention to market your business. So community, human connection, conversation, that's where the real money lies. Because in order for someone to buy from you, they want to feel connected to you. People don't buy your product or service. Nobody says, if I only had another course, all my problems would be solved. People want to buy emotions. They buy feelings. They buy a sense of belong. They buy you. And all you have to do is market yourself. All you have to do is show up. All you have to do is be there, deliver the value. Give them context to their own personal, unique problems. And that is where the money lies, not in the likes, not in the comments. Trust me, I've already gone through a time where I put likes on such a high pedestal. And once I realized that it didn't do anything, I learned. And I want you to learn. And that's why I made this video, for you to understand John Ferrara's hierarchy of Instagram engagement. So having said that, if you liked the video, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about. And furthermore, let me know if you think that there's another level that I forgot to include that you think that should really be there. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at John Ferrara. And I will see you in the next video.